Once upon a time, in a small and peaceful village on the edge of a town, there lived a boy named John with his parents in a simple house. John was a smart and quick-witted boy, but he was also well known for being lazy. Every day he followed his father to the fields. Yet John's only task was to chase away the birds that flew down to eat the rice. While others had to run back and forth, using sticks or slingshots to scare the birds away, John came up with an easier way. He planted wooden poles all around the field and connected them with ropes so that with just a gentle pull, the birds would be frightened away. Thanks to this, John could lie down and rest while still finishing his work. John's father worried about this lazy habit, often wondering who would take care of the family if he ever became ill. However, since John never neglected his duty, he did not scold him. Their life continued calmly until a major event was about to happen, forcing John to face himself and change the path ahead. That summer, the village was struck by a long drought, leaving the land dry and the fields cracked. At the same time, John's father suddenly fell seriously ill and could no longer work in the fields. The responsibility of taking care of the entire farmland now rested on John's shoulders. At first, he tried to work from morning until night, but his body used to comfort quickly became exhausted. Watering and caring for the rice proved too difficult for a boy who had never truly worked hard before. Day after day, the fields lacked water. The rice turned yellow and slowly withered away, while John could only watch helplessly. One night, John sat alone in the yard, gazing at the star-filled sky, his heart full of disappointment and self-blame. He realized that his laziness in the past had made him too weak to protect his family in difficult times. The next morning, as he walked into the village, John heard people talking excitedly. A soldier of the king was announcing a great competition at the royal palace, where the winner would receive a chest of gold as a reward. To John, it was not just gold, but the only ray of hope to save his family from hardship. Without hesitation, John decided to join the competition. The villagers laughed when they heard the news, as everyone knew he was lazy and weak. However, John did not let their mockery shake his determination. For the first time in his life, he felt he had a goal big enough to force himself to step out of his laziness and begin a challenging journey ahead. John left the village very early, carrying only simple belongings and a fragile hope for his family. The journey to the palace lasted 3 days, long enough for him to truly feel the exhaustion he had never experienced before. Even so, every step reminded John that he had no choice but to keep moving forward. Upon arrival, the scene at the palace overwhelmed him. Hundreds of contestants from across the kingdom had gathered, all strong, tall, and confident. Compared to them, John felt small and weak, anxiety rising within him. The first round of the competition took place beside a large lake. When the signal was given, the rules were announced. The contestants had to cross the lake, and the first 3 to finish would advance to the next round. As soon as the countdown ended, everyone jumped into the water and began swimming as fast as they could. John remained on the shore, his heart pounding. He knew that if he relied only on strength, he would never win. In that tense moment, an idea suddenly came to his mind. He ran into a nearby forest, gathered broken branches, quickly tied them together into a small raft, and used a piece of wood as a paddle. As many contestants began to tire from swimming, John quietly paddled his raft into the lake. Though simple, the raft was sturdy, allowing him to move steadily without wasting much energy. One by one, he passed the others to their astonishment. In the end, he reached the shore in 3rd place, just enough to advance. At that moment, John realized that intelligence and calm thinking could make up for physical weakness if used at the right time. The next day, the final round began with the challenge of pushing a large wooden block over a long distance. Many tools were laid out for the contestants to choose from, but each person could only take one. While others rushed to use ropes or levers to move the block with brute strength, John stood still and thought carefully. He knew he could not win with power alone. Finally, John chose a small knife and began carving the wooden block into a round shape. When the block became a ball, John easily rolled it to the finish line and won the competition, shocking everyone. John's victory made the entire crowd erupt in cheers. No one could believe that the boy, once considered lazy and weak, had become the final winner. John received a chest of gold from the king. But more valuable than the reward was the change in his own mindset. He understood that intelligence only truly matters when combined with effort and determination. Without his love for his family and the desire to save them from hardship, he might have remained the same lazy boy as before. Returning to the village, John brought back not only gold, but also pride and new confidence. He used the reward to help his family through difficult times and restore the farmland. From then on, John no longer avoided hard work. He learned to work more diligently while still using his mind to work efficiently. John's story became a lesson for the villagers that laziness is not an unchangeable nature. When people have a goal big enough and a reason strong enough, they can overcome themselves, turn weaknesses into strengths, and achieve things that once seemed impossible.